Coucou YouTube, j'espère que vous allez bien. On se retrouve pour la suite du jeu dont je ne prononcerai pas le nom. Hein, vous le savez maintenant. Toc, je ne sais même plus où on en était. Et ce soir, j'ai failli ne pas stream, mais en fait, comme je stream quasiment pas de la semaine, je me suis dit, je vais quand même venir un petit peu. Et donc du coup, on va se faire un épisode ou deux, et puis après, au dodo. Alors, putain, on a quasiment plus de points d'action. Ah oui, on enquêtait sur la mort d'Adam, c'est vrai. Et j'avais stop. Parce que j'étais crevé, et je ne voulais pas rusher. Un livre, on peut pas le prendre? Ça lagouille le jeu, j'ai l'impression, là. C'est pas très fluide. Attendez, options. Ah putain, mais il n'y a pas les options... Il n'y a pas les options vidéo. J'aurais bien baissé un poil la quali. Hop. Pour éviter de laguer. Mais bon. On va faire avec. Alors, où est-ce qu'il faut aller? Il faut aller dans la chambre des convives. Ah oui. On peut pas y aller. Putain, le dossier, je croyais que c'était quelqu'un. Genre, en mode Monsieur Burns. On peut pas y aller. Donc on peut enquêter sur les gens, mais on peut pas aller dans leur chambre. Ah là, on peut y aller. Coucou, Emily.
King George III in coronation robes.
Je vous le dis. Mon objectif, c'est de gérer Emily. Cher E, j'ai bien reçu ton dernier courrier. Malheureusement, la couronne a fait savoir à l'ordre doré que notre mission ne devait en aucun cas gêner les plans de Sir Gregory. Décidément, ses souvenirs sont très haut placés à Buckingham. À Buckingham, non mais... Buckingham, c'est mieux. Nous voilà donc toutes les deux pieds et poings liés sur une étroite marche... Pieds et poings liés sur une étroite marche de manœuvre. Tiens-moi informé, notre mission se complique. Signé E. PS, la branche française de l'ordre ne semble pas au courant de la venue de notre amie Sarah. Je ne veux donc pas t'en dire plus. Je ne peux donc pas t'en dire plus, mais je parierais qu'elle soit venue pour des raisons personnelles. Putain, ça me perturbe de lire en même temps que j'entends le doublage.
Grammar of Pohaya. Ah, the artistry of the French language in all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Où toi?
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers.
Duchesse, vous pouvez informer le roi George du soutien de Saint-Père. Nous vous aiderons à financer le recrutement de régiments d'émigrés royalistes afin de lutter contre la France. Votre ami. Très bien.
Two coils circle the lock.
Oh, on a une clé, non? Ah merde, on l'a pas.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you enough for all your care.
Bah des bisous Michel, merci d'être passé. Ouais, j'ai commencé un peu tard. Et j'étais en pleine conversation. Mais comme je disais, je voulais quand même stream, même si c'est un petit peu. Parce que je stream quasiment pas cette semaine, donc voilà. Alors, madame, je ne saurais jamais trop vous remercier. Et puis du coup, je reviens dans 3 jours, bah on sera pas là Michel. On stream quasiment pas de la semaine. Je stream aujourd'hui, demain et peut-être dimanche, mais c'est pas sûr du tout dimanche. Alors, madame, je ne saurais jamais trop vous remercier pour toute l'attention que vous m'avez portée. Je vous suis acquis jusqu'à mon dernier souffle. Si vous avez une requête, vous n'avez qu'à demander. En ce qui concerne mon fils Williams, Je ne saurais jamais assez vous remercier de vous occuper de lui. Vous connaissez les préférences de ce dernier et vous comprendrez qu'il ait désespérément besoin de vous. Pour cela, et comme convenu avec la reine Charlotte, notre ami le duc Machin remplira sa tâche et s'unira à vous sous 6 mois. Vous serez dès lors à l'abri du besoin. Votre dévoué William Pitt, comte de Chatman. On va lui parler.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times. No doubt she suffered greatly.
9 times? What monster is capable of such a horrible thing? Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
Since your arrival, did you notice anything strange about Elizabeth?
Everything that happened around that poor child was strange. You saw that for yourself.
I know. You're right. I'm looking for leads to try to reduce the number of suspects.
Well, I would say that in addition to ourselves, you could also cross off President Washington. I went to see him during the night. I had some business with him, and I can confirm that he didn't leave his room all night.
That gives Washington an alibi. Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
Ok.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were doing on the night of the murder?
Am I given to understand that I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join.
Oh, merde.
I know, Emily. Especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least. I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Merde.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
I found a torn piece of dress in Miss Adams' room. Gray silk.
Where's it from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. The color doesn't match any of Elizabeth's dresses, but I might not have found all of her clothes yet.
Good Lord, Louis, do you realize what this means? If this piece of dress isn't from Elizabeth, then it's... I don't have any grey silk dresses, Louis. Neither does my sister, since we wear the same clothes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to check with you.
I'm so sorry, Louis.
Thank you.
Are you all right? You know, I'm sure there's a good reason why your mother was at the scene.
Thank you, Emily.
Comment elle sait que c'est la daronne?
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
J'aurais préféré la rejoindre hein, la veille. D'ailleurs, j'aurais dû, ça se trouve, j'ai flingué mes chances. Ah, non ramassé, parce que j'en ai trop, j'imagine. Bah on a fait le tour, hein. Putain, j'aimerais bien trouver des... Je sais plus comment ça s'appelle. Les trucs en bas, là. La gelée royale. Parce qu'on n'a jamais de point d'action, c'est trop chiant. Après, j'utilise peut-être un peu trop les actions, hein, je sais pas. Mais ouais, je suis tout le temps à court.
A Chinese coin.
Ok, pièce de collection.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Let's go. Bon, du coup, ce serait pas Washington. Ouais, mais à tous les coups, c'est notre daronne, en fait. Après, tout accuse notre mère, en vrai. Ça, c'est correspondances qu'on a déjà lues quand on est venu la dernière fois.
A bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
En fait, tout ça, c'est des trucs qu'on a... Ah, peut-être pas ça.
Holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
Ok. Y a rien ici. Là, il y a des trucs en vrai qu'on a déjà vu parce qu'on est venu fouiller sa chambre l'autre jour. On va aller lui parler un peu.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer
Putain,
asked
l'accent.
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until
Ouais, le
midnight.
meurtre, c'était vers 3
I
heures.
was exhausted, couldn't think straight. So I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No. Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you.
Ok.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste. And I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Ok. On va tenter
I've been
ça.
studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. Must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Ah, ok.
Someone saw you not far from the victim.
Putain, mais non, mais...
Can you tell me what you were doing
Il
exactly?
nous l'a déjà dit, moi je veux
I
juste...
can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful.
Il y a un truc genre, est-ce qu'il a reconnu la personne qui est sortie?
I saw someone leaving her room in haste.
Putain, on se retape tout le
and I
dialogue
wanted
du
to
coup.
speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Were you able to recognize the prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway.
Hmm.
Excuse me for insisting, but if you saw him or her, I'm sure you would have more information than that. It's just that you don't think it can be of help to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Was it a woman, for instance? Bearing in mind that all the women here wear whalebone dresses, which is rather noticeable.
A man, I should say. I don't recall seeing the silhouette of a dress.
You see, you saw many things, in fact.
Hang on. Laissez-moi réfléchir. Let me think a minute.
A wig? His height? The sound of his footsteps, maybe.
Ah, his height. Oui, somewhat imposing. A tall man, and straight. As for the rest, I don't know, Monsieur de Richet.
Not to worry. That's already quite a lot. Thank you for everything. As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Ok,
Well,
bon.
have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
Le doublage me fume. Voilà, je l'ai dit 1000 fois, mais putain, ils ont abusé sur le doublage. Enfin, ils ont abusé. Ouf. Pas tant que ça en soi, parce que bon, les Français, on a un accent horrible, mais... Tiens, tiens, tiens.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
Ah, on va tenter ça, hein, écoutez, hein.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
On va fouiller la chambre.
A pattern with 4 circles.
Ah, j'ai pas la clé. Fuck it. J'ai utilisé mon point d'action pour ça.
Dear Monsieur Peru,
Je vous écris afin de vous remercier des fonds que vous nous avez envoyés. Cela sera d'une aide cruciale pour la rénovation de l'aile ouest de l'orphelinat. Les enfants que vous nous avez envoyés se portent à merveille et le petit Pierre saura bientôt marcher. Il arrive encore que certains d'entre eux fassent des cauchemars du sort funeste qu'ont rencontré leurs parents à l'échafaud, mais je gage que cela cessera avec le temps. Si vous veniez à nous en confier encore, sachez qu'une vingtaine de lits seront bientôt prêts pour cela. Les enfants et moi ne vous remercierons jamais assez. Vive la République, vive la France. Ok. Ouh, il a brûlé un truc là. J'ignore si nous nous reverrons. Je suis prisonnier aujourd'hui, piégé par mes propres décisions. Tu dois être protégé. Mon avenir est perdu, mais toi tu peux encore être sauvé. Quelle que soit la rancœur que tu auras contre moi, sache que j'ai pactisé avec un diable que je pensais maîtriser. Je croyais que je connaissais les monstres, mais ce que j'ai fait pour la France n'est rien comparé à ce dont ils sont capables. Aujourd'hui, je ne vois pas d'issue. La mâchoire se referme sur moi. Je t'aime maintenant et à jamais. Ok. Ouh. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a d'autre à voir? Je peux pas la déverrouiller. Super. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau par ici? Rien d'intéressant, hein, visiblement. Il y a un petit truc à récupérer par terre, j'ai vu. Mon ami, je vous prie de me rejoindre prestement ici même. Nous devons nous entretenir de la suite des opérations à Paris. Un bateau vous attendra à Calais et vous conduira à Dover, en Angleterre. De là, une calèche vous emmènera au port de Tintagel, où une frégate vous attendra, vous ainsi que d'autres invités, afin de vous retrouver sur mon île au plus vite. Je vous attends. Ok. On ramasse ça.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris. It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris, and there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
On avait déjà découvert sa vulnérabilité à l'autre. Comment il s'appelle? Non, c'est pas lui. Bah merde. Comment ça, Emma? C'est Emma son nom, elle? Non. C'est Emily. Ah, il y a des trucs qui bug en fait. Voilà, là c'est Emily. Bon, je sais plus comment il s'appelle l'autre. C'est Perru. Merde. On l'a pas Perru là-dedans? Bah si, il est là. Voilà. Psychologie.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Ah putain.
I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation. All right. Have you finished?
Non.
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. Two days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams. What happened? Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're investigator of the year. Have you taken a look at yourself, Deriche?
Didn't you get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
Putain, j'ai plus rien pour faire ça. Attendez. Comment je fais pour voir ce qu'il y a là-haut? Je comprends pas, je viens d'utiliser un truc pour rien là.
Go on. Keep going.
Finish what you came to do, then get out of my room.
Ah d'accord. Immunisé à ça.
2 days ago, I surprised you having a go at Miss Adams.
Ah non mais ça sert à rien.
Did you want to give her another beating? She wouldn't let you push her around again, huh?
Shut up, you little shit! You have no idea what happened, and here you are, carping away. You think you're investigator of the year. Have you taken a look at yourself, Dorisha?
Putain, faut que j'aille chercher ma
Didn't you
batterie.
get enough beating her black and blue the last time?
I did not!
Go on. Keep going.
Finish what you came to do, then get out of my room.
I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting. All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few
Je
questions.
sais pas qui l'a tué.
You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon?
No.
You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse for yourself.
Bon
Goodbye,
bah.
sir. We shall meet again.
Probably.
C'est pas lui. À mon avis, c'est notre daronne. Mais bon. Bon. J'arrive tout de suite. Je vais chercher ma batterie. Continuer. On vient de là. Faut aller par là, du coup. Putain, j'aimerais bien avoir des trucs, là, pour pouvoir faire des actions. C'est trop chiant d'être bloqué comme ça. Je pense que le truc du diplomate, c'était pas le mieux à prendre, en vrai. Il y a des actions bien, mais j'ai l'impression qu'à chaque fois, c'est des actions autres que celles du diplomate. Et du coup, c'est pour ça que j'utilise autant de points. Peut-être je fouille pas assez aussi, hein. Je passe peut-être à côté d'objets. Je sais pas trop. Ou j'utilise trop mes points, hein. C'est pas impossible. Ah, on peut monter à l'étage. Ah oui, il y a je sais plus qui est à l'étage, je crois. C'est chez qui ici?
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
On peut aller là. Je sais même pas qui c'est. Il faut que je change ma batterie, moi. On est chez qui, là? Bah, il est même pas là. Là, c'est un tableau, ok. Ah, là. Yes!
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever-obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth. But that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Ouais, quand même un peu bizarre. Quoi ce tableau là-haut?
Table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Ah putain.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Et bah voilà. Voilà. Assez facile cette énigme.
The alchemist is a young man.
C'est lui, d'accord. Je sais plus qui c'est.
Amber crystals. The alchemist is an old man.
Ok, y a rien d'autre à voir là? Je suis un peu étonné. Attendez. Ah non, il y a ça à prendre. Il n'y a pas de lettre ni rien. Bon.
What can I do for you, Richet?
Monsieur, Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Attendez. Vulnérabilité.
Did you see how many tattoos Miss Adams had on her?
Of course. Who wouldn't have noticed?
Yes, but I'm sure that an expert like yourself must have an opinion on the subject.
I do. She was seeking to imprison something inside her. Her own body had become a sort of prison.
She wanted to protect herself, is that what you're saying?
Elizabeth was a flame, a candle in the night. And like all candles in the night, she was surrounded by darkness, by her demons, call it what you will. One thing is for sure. She struggled against hell and high water not to let her flame go out.
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed, but I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
autres?
Thank you kindly. Excuse me for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not
Quel
really. To tell the
mytho.
truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you. Well, continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
Je suis pas censé voir les vulnérabilités là?
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
Mm-hmm.
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Your feelings betray you, sir.
So what? Yes. I loved her, like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Bon. Et ben, c'est tout ce qu'on pourra apprendre ici. Et j'ai plus de points d'action pour changer. Bon, cassons-nous. Je pense qu'on a fait le tour. On vient de là-bas, je crois.
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Y a pas d'autres trucs à prendre? Non. je peux y aller là? C'est chez qui? Y a pas de panneau devant. Ah! On avait vu ça?
All right. I've retrieved everything.
On va monter à l'étage. Si je trouve des escaliers.
President George Washington.
Parce que je crois que là-haut, il reste un mec. Putain, j'aurais préféré rejoindre la meuf hier, là. Enfin, la veille, du coup. C'est la chambre de qui, ici?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Ah, on peut pas y aller. Est-ce qu'on peut aller à l'étage d'ici? Non. On peut pas ouvrir ça, là? Je suis étonné. Où sont les escaliers vers le haut? Ça m'intéresse pas de redescendre. Après, vers le haut, on rejoint le gars, en fait. On rejoint Mortimer, non? Ah oui.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Le problème, c'est que tout nous pousse vers Pérou, là. Mais je pense pas que ce soit lui. À tous les coups, c'est l'autre... L'autre qui avait une relation avec elle.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with certitude.
Really? I see. Well, that's your decision, Louis, and I accept it. Given the distinguished guests and the sensitive political issues involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse, if you will. I don't know why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone. The question is, who?
And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
Knowing my mother, she would be the cat.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities, and yours, in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the cannon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having the support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending, if only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat?
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Her not coming back to the manor after so long makes me wonder if she is wary of someone.
Well, certainly. But whom? The only ones who were present during her stay were Sir Gregory, Duchess Hillsborough, Mr. von Boulder, and myself.
It seems you're close friends. What can you tell me about Sir Gregory?
Gregory? Oh, he's one of those cantankerous old men who hates losing at chess. He's a little eccentric and rather conservative.
Ah, on lui a pas
I'm
parlé
sure
à
you
lui.
met the type.
Well, actually, I don't judge people on how they look.
And you do well not to. What with his manner of continuing to wear makeup as he does, Gregory often gives off an unhealthy image. The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, free time, we like to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
Ouais, bon, de la pluie et du beau temps.
The armistice between the Russians and the Turks. Russia's come out of it having officially won Crimea, which gives it direct access to the Black Sea.
And, at the same time, the Mediterranean Sea. I'm worried about the decisions Tsarina Catherine might decide to take. She's a woman who managed to get rid of her husband to accede to the upper reaches of power. Gaining access to the Mediterranean Sea remains her main objective. When she still had that dear Potemkin as her lover, I could always find out about her intentions, but those days are over.
You're speaking of Grigory Alexandrovich Potemkin?
The very man. The little devil behind the mother of all Russians. Since his death, I know absolutely nothing of what the Tsarina is up to.
Oh, really?
Ah, yes. I didn't mean to shock you. Please forgive me. Let's just say that, in my position, it is often advantageous to know about the habits and customs of world leaders.
I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the Third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Ah merde, on n'a pas ce qu'il faut.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister.
Ah oui, d'accord, c'est elle,
She
Emma,
shot her
putain.
with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother
Oh,
shot
tout à fait.
Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation. Until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.